Yo, my sisters and brothers, thank you for joining us on Movement Es Medicina, a Super Mark Rock podcast. I am Super Mark Rock, aka Dr. Mark A. López. Movement Es Medicina is just that, a movimiento, a movement. I am aiming to motivate gente, the people, the community, to build healthy habits and rituals by speaking to me, gente, specifically my hermanas y hermanos, dope, educated individuals, and exploring their active lifestyles and mental well-being strategies to recognize our collective dopeness in the process. And speaking of dope, educated individuals, I am joined by Dr. Celeste Santillan, aka CEO of MEOSS Physical Therapy and Wellness, aka a Jiu-Jitsu Chingona, aka a Chingona doing the damn thing, a dope, educated individual. Yes, hermana, welcome to Movement Es Medicina. We appreciate you taking time. Appreciate you, Doctora, taking time. Tell us, who are you? What's your story? Tell us about Celeste, por favor.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for that great introduction. I'm originally from El Paso, Texas, the little corner of Texas,
Chuco, yeah, shout
Yeah,
out, shout out.
Yukon, yeah,
That's
exactly.
right, that's right.
Yes. So, I became a PT 10 years ago because I have a sister that has a disability. It's called
Okay.
Usher syndrome. So she's losing her vision and she has balance issues. She's deaf. So growing up, I grew up with other people with different types of disabilities, like cerebral palsy and like a lot of other different diagnoses. So there was times where I wanted to play with them, but they couldn't because, or I had to like figure out ways to play with them and make it adaptable to them. And when I was growing up, I loved science so much that I decided I wanted to learn more science and see how I can help these people do what I could do too and not have any restrictions. So that's why I got more into like the neural field, like brains, nerves. And then later on, I got more into the pelvic floor because it's really intertwined.
That's right.
And then also because, as a Hispanic, a lot of times sex is taboo. So I started learning more of that so that I can also educate,
Beautiful.
others that are much education. And I mean, kind of other than that, I like to DIY fix things. So I actually started at an Airbnb for a little bit outside of El Paso.
All right.
Yeah, so I fixed the camper. I even have a dome and multiple glamping tents, but I had to unfortunately close that.
Okay.
Because they're shooting around me. So
Those videos.
yeah, it sounds bad when people go and shoot outside of the city.
Yeah.
It was So I came back to Arizona, which is where I lived the last 9 years. And then I specialized in neuro. And now what I'm trying to do is educate the community through exercise classes. Because a lot of times, from what I've noticed, especially like people with low socioeconomic status, especially our gente, sometimes they don't have the funds or the insurance to pay for physical therapy.
That's right.
So it seems like the most feasible way for like a win-win situation is to create group exercises. So I teach yoga and I'm on the works of creating like an adaptive exercise class, like weightlift. So to make it affordable for everybody and still educate my community and keep everybody healthy and moving, basically like what you believe in, I believe in as well. So
yes, I love it. I love it. Doctora, thank you so much for sharing a bit about you. Again, an opportunity for our listeners, our viewers to get to know you, both on a personal but also professional level. And to continue to do so, I would like to, if you would indulge me for a few, would like our viewers and listeners to get to know you a little further, a little bit closer, and to connect with you. So I want to take us to a lightning round questions. Okay, so I don't want you to think about it too much. Just whatever comes to mind. Just I'm gonna spit out some questions and just shoot them up. Okay, does that sound cool?
Okay.
All right. Your favorite food?
Tacos.
Tacos. Absolutely, 100%. Your favorite movie?
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. That's right. I love that series. Your favorite U.S. city?
U.S. city. I would say, is it Portland?
Portland? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Portland.
The nature,
I get it. Your favorite international city?
International Phuket. I think that's a city.
Okay.
It's in Thailand. Yeah.
Thailand. That's right. Where are you traveling to next?
Mexico City. I'm getting married at the end of this month.
Yes.
Or at the beginning of next month.
Yes.
The other day.
Felicidades, felicidades. I love it. I love it. That's when we got married. I love it. I love it. What is your go-to hype song during a workout?
Damn. Don't think about it. But the only thing I can think of right now is Corn. It's called F That.
That okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
really like energetic.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Este jiu-jitsu or camping?
Camping.
Okay. Okay. Tamales with or without olives?
Without olives.
Oh goodness. Okay, that's a whole another conversation. Another conversation.
Yeah, no.
Your favorite DIY project that you've completed so far?
Dang. I was in my camper.
The camper? Love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I learned how to do plumbing with that, and
Oh,
I was very scared of that,
and
but
you did it. And you did
and
it.
I did it.
You
Yeah.
did it. All right. All right. So listen, you take a deep breath. Those are all the lightning round questions I have. You can relax now.
Okay.
Again, just the opportunity for our listeners, our viewers, to get to know you a bit more, connect with you on some of your interests. So I appreciate you sharing a bit about that. So tell us about the business. Let's jump in. Tell us about, okay, you were on this PT journey. You've been in this space for a while now, and then you officially launched your own space. You are a CEO. Tell us more about your company, por favor.
Yeah, so it's called MEOSS.
Yes, there it
You
is.
know, it's not MEOSS like urine. It's like MEOSS like homeostasis, which is when your body is balanced. Okay, so in order for your body to function properly, like your mental health, physical health, emotional health, all of that has to be balanced. And a lot of times in healthcare, I've noticed that we don't focus on the other things. We just focus, like for instance, PT. They just work on the physical part.
That's
But
it.
there's a lot of like mental portions or things that can affect the way that the body moves. And a lot of times we don't address that. And then there's definitely a lot of like emotional and spiritual things that affect everything as well. And because we're always in like a go-go type of environment, especially in hospitals, we don't really get to address these things. And then it affects the way that the client or my patients recover.
Mm.
And I just got very frustrated at the way that things are being handled right now.
Mm.
So I decided I think I would need to open my own location where I can do those things. I can address those things. Right now, it's just me, but the ultimate goal is to have a counselor, a psychiatrist, have a nutritionist, have multiple yoga classes, strengthening, all that,
Mhm.
and be outdoors because nature has been
Mm.
found to help with improving a
Yes.
lot of like dopamine, which is good for the way your nerves function and moods. And also, if we teach people how to grow their own food and eat more organically, then it's gonna
Mhm.
affect the way the body works
Mm.
properly. And then it's good like to live off grid or live a little bit more natural.
Mhm.
And especially like us, like our ancestors, a lot of them,
Amen.
they lived off the land, and now we're like so not connected to that, and it's creating all these health issues. So I'm
Mhm.
trying to connect those two again.
No, that's beautiful. A previous guest that I had a near and dear close friend of mine. We spoke about reclaiming wellness spaces. Our elders, our
Yes.
ancestors, they practice these ways of life, whether it was diet, nutrition, as you mentioned, but also movement. It was in our song. It's in our DNA to do so. We weren't meant, and I know I'm speaking to the choir, and when I say this, we are not meant to be sedentary. We're supposed to be
No.
active and be moving. And so
Yes.
he spoke about having the need to reclaim these spaces and why it is such an honor and privilege that we get to do so. Because I mean, we are
Yes.
white collar workers. I mean, so much of our family we come from blue collar roots, whether it was manual labor, farm workers, but so much didn't have the capacity to really engage in wellness and fitness spaces. And we are privileged that we get to do this now, but
Yes.
it's always been there for us. Our ancestors, our elders, this is for so much. So, I mean, kudos for you excuse me, for taking this leap and creating this space, a much needed space, not new space for us as Gente,
Yes.
as Raza, but spaces that we're still significantly underrepresented in as a healthcare provider, as you know, as a
Yes.
Latina, as a Tejana, as a Mexicana, that there's not many of you as business owners, as CEOs doing this. And I say that because I really want to gain your perspective on what does that mean for you when I say you are a CEO of your own business in the wellness space. As you came up through education, as you came up, I'm sure, through other companies and businesses where you received experience and received previous work experiences, but now you're running your own. What does that mean to you when I say that?
Well, like talking to you and talking to other people like in our community, it really is very encouraging because it's very hard. Because, like you said, there's not a lot of us Latinos who have their own business, and especially in the health area, in the health field. So, one, it's encouraging, and two, it just reminds me, like keep going, like si se puede. And
Mhm,
recently, like I'm like, why not me? Like you said, like we grew up with a lot of certain techniques like sweat
mhm.
lodges that are used now, like cold
Yeah,
plunges, all these things, like we were doing it. And now like people who are not even Hispanic or Latinos are using these techniques and charging so much more money. Why not me? And for a long time it was like, no, yo no puedo, I can, like I didn't come from this type of family, or I don't really know anybody who's made it work.
mhm.
And now I'm just like, no, like con más razón, I should be the one that should be
That's right.
type of thing.
That's right. That's right.
So it's
That's right.
exciting because I slowly see things getting like coming along the way that I want them to. So
Mm, no, that's
and growing.
beautiful. It is. As we both know, as both of us are CEOs and business owners, it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah.
And as we've been trained as content experts. You're specifically in healthcare and PT, myself as in higher education policy. Being business and CEOs is different, a different side of the brain, if you will, that we have to learn as well, because we are content experts and we're having to grow this and build this at the same time as we're in the practice of doing what we were trained to do.
Yes.
So you're right on that we're having to continue to grow this and learn in this space. And it's something that I'm attempting to do not only with my education side, but with Movement Es Medicina and building the space around having more of us in these wellness spaces. But you're doing it, Amanda. You have built the space. Yes, yes, and I respect it and honor that you say you right now you are a team of one, but it's coming. And putting that
Yeah.
out to the universe for you, it's coming. And you're building
Yes.
this now and laying this foundation. You mentioned earlier in that you had a family member that really launched this space for you. Where did that wellness journey begin for you? Whether it was professionally, but also I know you do a number of wellness endeavors too. You do kayaking, you do jujitsu, you are a movement enthusiast. But where did all this wellness space really come into like, this is what I want to pursue as a passion, as a profession. When did that begin for you?
I mean, there's various things that happen. I was always into science.
Mm.
And then I got hurt playing basketball, so I tore my PCL. It's
Okay.
the ligament right behind the ACL. And then I saw, okay, well, this is sports. I like sports too. And then also growing up, I just saw how a lot of my family members were unhealthy, and how they were dying early, like 60s, 70s. And I
Yeah,
thought that was normal. But then the more I learned about science, you really shouldn't be dying at that age if you're eating healthy,
that's
moving,
right.
all that. And
That's
then,
right.
especially when I started PT school, I realized, like, damn, like I really can do something about it. Just move and move. And then,
Mm,
um, I think what really, really made me think of exercise and movement more as just a way of life instead of just looking good or looking skinny, being
mm,
skinny,
mhm,
was like 2 years ago when I was starting having like, I went through like an episode of like depression and really was not happy with my life. I was considering suicide and all these things. So like it really was affecting me negatively. And I was like, research says that exercising and moving is gonna help me
mhm,
not be depressed and continue moving. So I started doing that. I started seeing a
mm,
psychiatrist or a counselor, well, both. And that gave me the energy to start working out and then eating better. And it wasn't just eating better just to lose weight. It was because
mhm,
I am tired of being depressed and anxious. So I need to eat better, sleep better, drink water, and all these things. And then it's just now it's like I have to do it because I don't like feeling that way. And
that's
it's
right.
just like I'm trying to teach that to other people that movement is
Sweet.
should be just, like you have to go to the restroom or you need to brush your teeth. Like you just have to do it because it's gonna help you stay healthy and stay
Mhm.
sane. So I
No,
think
that
that's
that
really what's gotten me into that.
amen, amen. And there's so many ways I want to take this conversation. You
Yeah.
hit so many pieces there, so many nuggets of wisdom. It's become culture for you. It's become a way of life that,
Hmm.
as you mentioned, I mean, our families didn't have the opportunity to practice this way of life because of other commitments, demands of the day-to-day grind coming up when they
Yes.
did in the era that they did. But the necessity that you had the insight that you needed to do something to focus on your mental health because you were not well. You were
Mm.
contemplating these very dark spaces, and you had something, called it, your ancestors called it, divine redirection, intervention, call it the universe, but something went inside you, said, I need to seek support and help. And that
Mhm.
changed for you. That whatever that was, it really changed your way of life because you did not want to feel that way anymore. And so many like you, I think that's where we first connected at a running event in Phoenix. Medicina was born for me because I just did not like feeling that way. That I knew I needed to do something similar. Like you said, something clicked, call it again, the universe, call it the ancestors, call it divine intervention, no sé. But for whatever reason, I had to do something to combat what I was feeling. And I say all this because just this past weekend, I was training, I had my long run training for a marathon, and I saw this African American brother from afar. He was running, he would stop, he would run, he would stop. I'm like, cool, he's out here, he's moving, he's doing it, he's doing it. I caught up to him and I said, come on, bro, come on, we got this. Come on, we got this, we got this. All right, man, all right, I got it. I'm gonna finish with you. I'm gonna finish with you. Yeah, come on. He's like, man, I've been running for 4 weeks straight now. I'm like, 4 weeks straight. Wow, that's amazing. Every day, he's like, yeah, every day, and I've lost like 15 pounds in this time. I'm like, yo, that's fantastic. But how do you feel? He's like, what? I said, how do you feel though, man? He's like, man, I feel fantastic. This is the best I've ever felt in my life. I went, that's what it's about. So the
Yep.
weight loss is going to happen. The way that you keep up to this routine, this culture that you're building for yourself, the weight loss is going to happen. It's going to be a byproduct. But how you feel today in this movement that you're doing, you're like, damn, bro, I never thought of it that way, but I feel fantastic. I'm like, focus on that, man. It's
Yes.
not how you feel. But for the what's going to happen, you keep this up, it's going to happen. But you feel amazing. And what you're doing, you're creating these healthy habits and rituals for yourself. Is like, damn, man, again didn't know him. We were out on the streets running. So I appreciate that, man. And when he took off, he gave me a hug and said, thanks, my man, for the motivation. I appreciate that. I'm like, absolutely, man. But that's what it's about. The main
Yes.
thing is sharing with others, like you said, just being able to share with others, like this message that you have, like to move, to be active. Because I think that's one of the other things that, again, when we connected at this event in Phoenix, is that we saw too many of our elders at such an early age. I think when we just started talking about Movement Es Medicina, that immediately we went there. Like we have too many of our elders who are just sick, relying on medication, bad diets that are
Yes.
sedentary. And how can we share this message with others? And I mean, you're doing the damn thing, and I appreciate that about you. I appreciate the business that you're growing. You are a CEO. You are a business owner, and a movement enthusiast. And I say this, you're also you're soon to be married. You have a partner. You are a pet owner. You do all the things, right? How do you keep it going? How do you keep it all together in your day to day with all these various elements in your life? How do you do it?
Well, I have a really great partner. Uh, he's been very encouraging. He knows where I've been, and he doesn't want me to get back to that, obviously, you know. So he's like, look, tengas que hacer, whatever we gotta do, I'm gonna help you
Say,
out here. And he's seen the difference, like how much happier I am now. Um, and also I am more open to asking for help. And
mm,
if I'm really not feeling that great, then I speak with mentors. I make sure to find mentors or speak to a therapist. And now that I'm gotten more into yoga, like yoga has, I'm getting trained to be certified now, and
hey,
like
all
just
right.
learning. Yes. So I'm learning more of like that, the theory and all that behind it. And it's teaching me that like you really need to take care of yourself
Mm,
emotionally, mentally, which is obviously what we're trying to preach, but sometimes you need
mm,
more reminders,
yeah.
and it's been very helpful. to also just remember to breathe. Sometimes we over exaggerate things and make things seem like they're all set, like the world is ending because this, and this. But just breathe, chill, and kind of like see things from far and be like, you know what? It's todo está bien, no pasa nada, like they
No
say.
pasa nada. No pasa nada. No,
That's been
I
helpful.
love that. I love that. And I think it's important to shout out the partners in our lives that are our biggest cheerleaders, our biggest supporters. I mean, because life is lifing. Life, as they say, life is
Yeah.
definitely lifing, and we have that support in our corner. And shout out to your partner as well that he recognizes where you've been, your journey, what you need now and where you're trying to go, not only in your own healing and wellness journey, but as a businesswoman, as a CEO, that he's in your corner and supporting you every step of the way. So shout out to him for that as well. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
I often speak to, and I use the hashtag regularly. Remember your why. Recuerda tu por qué. Why you decided to show up for yourself. Why you do jujitsu. Why do you kayak? Why you work out. Why you focus on self when you need to. Can you share your why with our listeners and our viewers?
Well, my why is because I want to be happy.
Mm,
I don't want to go back to being sad again. And a lot of people are not really doing anything with their lives, or just allowing their bodies to decompose, basically because
mm,
they are so unhappy with
mhm,
whatever they're going through. And I want to just give them a glimpse of happiness, of what your life can look like, and the possibilities that of the things that you can do.
mm,
Sometimes you just need somebody to encourage you, and the environment that you're in might not be the right environment for you, and you need somebody else to kind of be like, "Andale, like you can do it," and you need a community.
mm,
So it's just I don't want other people to feel the way that I felt, so I'm
mhm.
trying to continue to make sure I help these people, educate them. So
I love that. I love
that's my
that.
why.
Love that. And I am a firm believer in community uplift, as well as a good friend and colleague who wrote about this notion of community uplift. And I think that's what the core that you speak to is that we want to educate, we want to uplift others, so they don't experience what we did, what we went through in these dark times, and these spaces that we experience, that we want to continue to ensure they have the tools, the resources accessible to them. And I think that that's part of what you are building, to me, else the space that you're building there. So I appreciate you sharing that. And what for those that have not began their journeys yet, their healing journeys, their wellness journeys, fitness journeys for that matter. What words of wisdom do you have for those individuals who have not began their space? What would you like to tell them?
I would say, one, start little by little, even if it's a minute a day. Then the next day, make it 2 minutes and slowly increase it. And also find something you really, really like. Like maybe you like basketball. Maybe just start just dribbling. I mean, maybe squat down a little bit, make it a little bit harder. Walk side to side while you're dribbling. Like, for me, I really like basketball, and that's where I took a lot of my aggression out. But then I got hurt and I stopped playing. Then I found jujitsu.
Mm.
Jujitsu, I could still take out that aggression. And then Um, and then because I didn't wanna get hurt, then I started doing other things a lot more. Like, I started lifting a lot more. I started doing yoga because I didn't wanna, like, be too
Eh,
tight and then hurt myself. So, little by
mm,
little, I didn't just start running all of a sudden or start doing all these things
right.
all of a sudden. It's just like we start and then find a friend, because sometimes the friend will be the one that pulls you in if we can, if it's possible. And if
Uh,
not, that's why going to a community, a gym where there's a community, that can be very
mm,
helpful if you don't have anybody.
that's right. That's right. I love the communal aspect of the wellness space. While many modalities, whether it is walking, running, cycling, hiking for that matter, even strength training is a very independent endeavor. It doesn't have to be, right? It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be. And that you find community. I mean, there's so many spaces online, whether it's virtual or in person, that you can meet up with. You can do it via Zoom or YouTube, whatever the space is. You can find communities, whatever fits your lifestyle, right? Whatever fits your
Yep.
lifestyle of choice. But the communal aspect. I just want to echo that it's important to build during your journey, because you don't have to feel that you're doing this alone, because everyone
Yes.
is on this journey. And I firmly believe that we're on a healing journey, that you can join others along the way as well. Is your space, is it in person or virtual? The space
It's in person.
in person?
There's the
Okay.
option of virtual, but it seems like everybody wants to come in person, which is great. I mean, I'd rather be hands-on.
Okay. Okay. Love it.
Mhm.
Love it. Love it. Love it. What comes to mind for you when you hear or see Movement Es Medicina?
What comes to me, I mean, health, happiness,
Mm,
um, pain-free. Um, I would say generational wealth, because I
mm,
feel like, I don't know if you've seen successful people, they tend to be very uh healthy as well, because they care about what they're eating, they care about, their mental health, so they have to work out. And
mhm,
if we can stay moving, then it's going to encourage you to improve other areas of your life as well, which a
mhm.
lot of people don't really think about that.
They don't. They don't. What do you think that's about? Why are we not thinking about that? Why are we not?
I mean, maybe it's because, at least for me, like, my family was busy all the time. They were always working, working, working. And when they got home, all they wanted to do was relax, not work again. Especially my dad, like, working in heavy, like,
Mhm,
construction and carrying things that are heavy all the time.
mhm, mhm.
And also, it's not really having the education. And that's why I feel like education, me going out and educating my community, is important.
Yeah,
Basic things they don't know, we just need to educate them, and then they'll be more open to it.
that's right. That's right. I agree with that. And the services that you provide, are they both English and Spanish?
Yes. So they're English. Whenever there is somebody with Spanish speaking, then I say I'm more bilingual.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Gracias. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, of
I
course.
I go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, like, if I'm going somewhere, like, I want them to speak,
Hmm.
whatever language I speak. And I think maybe that's another point as well. There's not a lot of people that speak Spanish, and teach a certain type of class. At
Hmm.
least in El Paso, like, that's a border town, so everybody speaks Spanish. But, like, here in Arizona, I haven't seen a lot of groups that speak
Mm,
both language, or
mhm,
exercise gyms that do that.
Good point. Very good point. Very good point. I asked my previous guest to give me a question to ask my next guest. They didn't know it was going to be you. They had no idea who it is. I said, give me a question around wellness and fitness. So here it is. If you were to become a CEO, funny that you are a CEO. If you were to become a CEO all over again, in what space would it be and why?
Let's see. Well, I don't know. I like health again, but I feel like remodeling. I really like that. Creating an event, because I want people to experience something that they usually haven't experienced. And at least for the way that I grew up, there was a lot of limitations in what we could do because of finances.
Mhm,
So being able to create an environment that somebody would probably not be able to experience, I don't know, it
mhm.
brings me so much joy. You know?
Yeah, I do. I do. I do. No, I can see it, with the design, the interior design, the DIY piece. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So that's to give me a question. You don't know who my next guest is going to be. Give me a question that you would like me to ask them around wellness, around fitness, mental health. Give me a question for my next guest.
So I would ask, what have you done to help somebody else get into the wellness space or stay healthy? Like, what qué granito de arena or de
Mhm.
mostaza have you had in somebody else's change?
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's beautiful. Beautifully said. So I do want to allow you the platform. I mean, I know this has been a conversation, and as we wrap up our time together, give me your spiel about why someone should go visit MEOSS Wellness. Tell me about your space one more time.
Okay, so just so you can see it again,
Yeah, see it again.
propaganda.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
MEOSS Physical Therapy and Wellness. You should come
Uh-huh.
see me if you want to prevent, injury. if you want to get better, if you are injured, if you just want to have a healthier lifestyle so you can stay active and take care of your, your family without pain, be able to go on vacation without, having any limitations, which is something I've seen when people travel. They can go up certain stairs and see beautiful things because of that. And also so you can just be happier, like not be so angry all the time. See the happy, the beauty in everything. Motion is lotion, so it's gonna keep you living longer. So come to me. If you don't want to see me for physical therapy, we have yoga classes, and we're starting to have adaptive or exercise weightlifting classes as well. So please
Beautiful.
contact me at Reach Homeostasis on Instagram or at meossrehab.com. That's the website.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Hermana, muchísimas gracias. I appreciate your insight. I appreciate the business that you are building and continue to grow in the space. But more importantly, I appreciate your time and generosity. I know you're extremely busy in the space as a business owner and woman. So thank you. Muchísimas gracias for your time. I'm inspired by you, inspired by your work that you continue to do for community, specifically our gente in this space. Again, mi gente, please remember to recognize your dopeness. I believe that we are all dope, educated individuals. Like this episode, ask us questions, send us DMs, both of us, give us feedback. Follow me. Follow me at Super Mark Rock on IG, as well as Movement Es Medicina on IG, YouTube, and Apple and Spotify podcast. Be on the lookout for the next episode. Like this episode again. Mi gente, muchas gracias. Paz y luz.
Bye. Thank you.